few years ago, I took to social media and asked, what are your favorite love songs or songs about love? And I got a lot of answers. Like 80 plus people responded or something like that. Just looking at this list that I ended up with made me realize something about love. Each of these songs was different. Yes, some people suggested the same song, and there were several songs by the same artist, but I realized that everyone's perception of love is different. Purposefully, when asking this question, I left it vague so that I could see the perception of the word love that people thought of. And while love was an underlying theme of these songs, it was described beautifully in so many different ways. The love between spouses, between family members, friends, significant others, exes, crushes, and even strangers who've never met until that long lingering moment in a coffee shop where they fall in love at first sight. Okay, maybe I've been watching a few too many Hallmark Christmas movies. Anyway, these songs each mean something different to their respective listeners, eliciting memories, for example. I'm sure the artists had an intended way they hoped people would feel while enjoying their music, but I'm sure Adele, Coldplay, Billy Joel, and Sleeping with Sirens, for example, don't necessarily cater to the same listening audiences. These thoughts about perception are really what brought me to the message of this devotion. If each individual person who suggested a song views love in that way, wouldn't that be similar to the way in which we view God's love? I don't mean literally, though it works in some cases. If we have a personal relationship with God, then much like our relationships with other people, we have our own perception of that love. It is, however, a lot simpler. We know for a fact that the love we receive from God is everlasting and unconditional. That never changes. The love we give him in return should equal that. But alas, we sin, we do wrong, and perfection, even in love, is impossible. His request is simple. Love him by following his teachings. In Matthew 22, Jesus replies, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind." This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. So, as we go through this season of Advent and prepare for the coming of Jesus, remember that God made the grandest gesture of love. He gave us the gift of his Son, whose death on the cross means forgiveness for us and the gift of eternal life.